Hi Jess, this is Coach Mark with Coach's Eye. I'm going to look at a 3 rep max split jerk from the rack. You are hitting 125, which I believe is your old 1 rep max. And so I have reason to believe that you're going to hit a new 1 rep max whenever we do it. But there's also a couple of things that we can do to improve your position. And it's mostly in the when you receive the bar, and it's all about stability. So I'm going to go in, we're going to watch the 3 lifts, we're going to watch a slow-mo, and then I'm going to give you a couple of action steps. So here's in real speed your 3 lifts. All right, rep 1. Rep 2. And then in the video I yell big drive right here. And 3 rep max in the bag. Here is the first rep. Let's watch it in slow-mo. Dip drive, split jerk. Excellent. All right, let's not watch the other 2 lifts. That's going to be too much time, but let's go into what can we do to be better. So we split jerk, all right, and here's the dip and drive right there. All right. Now this is a pretty good dip and drive. I really like this. And what we're looking for, if anybody's watching this, is we want to see the shoulders, the hips, and the ankles all stacked, with the knees coming forward and slightly out so they stay over the toes. The bar rests on the shoulders, the torso drops down, and then as you begin to drive with the legs, the shoulders push up on the bar to elevate it. Then, once that happens, once the bar begins to elevate, you're going to push yourself down. So bar elevates, and you're pushing yourself down into a lunge. All right, that's the split jerk. Now this is this is the receiving position, and I really like this. There's a lot of really great stuff going on. We've got a good position with that front foot. We've got weight on the back foot, especially with a really strong foot position, where your weight is on your toe, your ankle is up, your ankle is in line with the foot, the knee is bent, right, and under the hip. Now, this is, as far as the details go, a lot of people will argue whether the knee should be under the hip or extended out. In my opinion, I would like to see in this receiving position, the knee, the hip, and the shoulder stacked. And what that does is, one, it creates a lot of stability in the shoulders, and then the hip, basically the back angle and the pressure that you put on it is related to the angle of your knee to hip. So if someone's knee was not where yours is, but like, you were basically creating like a straight line what's going to happen is your back needs to arch excessively to come up and have the shoulders. Now with you, what we've got is we've got a great knee position. The hip is pretty close to being right over the knee. However, what we've got is we've got a really excessive arch of the back. And there's really no midsection that is locking that stuff in. Your hip is in a good position. It's a little tilted this way. And then we've got an excessive arch where most of the tension is in your back, right, on the spinal erectors and the tiny muscles that stabilize the spine. In addition, what we've got here is because your back is in such an arch, if you notice the angle of, let's zoom in here. So if we look at the angle of your back, okay, then if we look at kind of a tangential angle outside, essentially what we've got is your arms out in front of the body. And you can see where the bar sits through the through this receiving position. Okay, sits in front of you, and you're essentially stabilizing that bar with your shoulders. Okay, and only your shoulders. So let's say that you had more weight on it. So instead of 125, you had 145. This excessive arch, okay, the tangential relationship of the shoulders here puts that barbell in front of the body, and then if there was anything that was heavier than this that your shoulders could not manage, you are going to lose it in front of you, even though you have this great receiving position. Does that make sense? So what I want to see is when you dip and drive, let's back it up here. So you dip, you drive, when you push, I want to see your head go, and the cue would be the head through. So I want to see the biceps by the ears. And the goal would be to get the bar stacked over the shoulders with a straight line with the arms, your head through, and then this midline section that you've got, your abs, your trunk, also straight up and down instead of this excessive arch. And that's the big thing. That dip, drive, and then stability in the overhead position. Now, fortunately, you're pretty consistent with this. So you're receiving it pretty well. We go through the second lift, same thing. Right, you dip, drive, see how the head gets left out, excessive arch in the back. And then we go to the third one. In this one, you're definitely tired. You kind of rock up onto your toes. And here we go. Third, up on your toes, dip, drive, same thing. Now, if we look on the last one, when you receive it, your knee is way back, so you can kind of see this angle, right? The hip angle really affects what your low back is going to look like when you receive it. So, you did awesome. Crushed a 3-rep max, matched your former 1-rep max, and we've got room to build. So, things we got to work on. When you receive the bar, your trunk, your midsection must be in a stacked and neutral position, as in we want to see a torso, we want to see a trunk, we kind of want to see, think of like a silo. Everything is wrapped with tension in both your back, your obliques, and your abs. We also want to see the head through the arms. So we want to see the biceps by the ears, and we want to see just really a lot of stability in the shoulders as you receive the bar. So this is going to require practice. It's going to require attention to detail and potentially more motor patterning than anything else, right? You've got the mobility for a lot of stuff. Hopefully that was helpful. Ask me questions in the gym. If you do better, send me more lifts and I'll do this coach's eye thing. And I'll see you in the gym. Take care, Jess.